Hey there, Mike with AW Water Features here. Super excited to show you guys what we just completed. We just completed, for the most part, the Hobbit Hole that we've been talking so much about. We wanted to really capture the portrayal of Bag End in the movie, but as well kind of a natural Hobbit Hole that might be built in Michigan here where we are, using the resources that we have here in Michigan. So without further ado, I'll swing the camera around and show you folks what we're talking about. Here it is. So this was such an amazing project to work on. We're really excited about how it turned out. You can see here the main structure itself is very similar to what's written about Bag End in the books and portrayed in the movies. Even have the green door and everything, the kind of stucco look. We've kind of from there, we've taken our own liberties, although we do have a number of things which I'll point out later in the video that we take basically right out of the movie portrayal of Bag End. For example, this mailbox here and some other things. So the structure itself basically ends right where that cedar fascia ends, right here and right here. And in a moment I'll take you inside to take a look. We are still working on the inside a little bit, but love to show you folks what we got going on in there. So everything else then is actually just retention and plantings and a lot of cool little tiny details that we put into the work here. These are actually faux windows. So there's nothing behind that. It's just it gives the eye the look that this is all one big long structure. What the cool thing is we put some lights in there. So at night all the lights are on in each of the windows, also making it look like it's all one big structure. You can see we put a chimney in there. We're still working on getting the smoke making apparatus exactly right up there. We do have something temporarily that the owners can do for the smoke look coming out of the chimney stack. Over here you'll see, as I mentioned, we have the mailbox. And what we're gonna do right now, it kind of there's a lot of rocks that is visible, and the idea is that over time the grass is going to take off, the moss that we put on the rocks is going to take off. We have some Virginia creeper here, what's native to Michigan. That's going to all spread out. And so in short order, within a year or two, a lot of this is all going to be green and going to look a lot more lush, like you see in the movies. Additionally, we have quite a few native plants in the pond here. This is a small wading pond for the grandkids to play around, splash around in. There's some fish in there. You can see we have the hand pump fountain that spills off into the pond and allows for some flow through the pond and basically helps filter the pond. You can see that it is just crystal clear water in there. So the original conception for a water feature in this area was actually we were going to have a waterfall come down here. And while I think that would have been a really cool idea, the customer and I agreed that really having this nice simple pool with a little spillway and hand pump would be just more fitting for what we had going on here. So here we have the whiskey barrel, half whiskey barrel, that we actually are using to hide the filter for the pond. This is what's making the water crystal clear. have the biological filtration going on in there. And I thought this is just a nice, cool little touch. And I'll walk you folks over here now to the other side, to the other terrace. This is a garden that we have, and got to give props to the customer themselves. They actually came up with the fencing around the garden and planted everything in there. Looks really, really great. Here you can see we have some of the moss growing on the rocks that we put on here. This is all going to spread out and green everything up. Some of the rocks we actually chose because it already had existing moss on it. Here's some Virginia creeper that's going to grow through there and naturalize everything. Wanted to get a lot of color into the scenery, so we got some flowering plants all around. This time of year, things are starting to starting to drop, so there's not quite as much color as there was a month ago, but this is really going to be colorful come spring and summer next year. So now I'm going to take you inside the Hobbit Hole. We have this really cool wood stump walkway that we installed. This is actually temporary. We actually are going to need to pick out the stumps that we're going to be using here and dry them and cure them and treat them. And so this is actually some stumps that were found on site, and so we just installed this temporarily, but still think it looks really cool. But eventually something will go in here that you're going to see a lot more of the grain in the wood and everything, and will really be a cool walkway. Additionally, another phase that's going to happen is we're going to be putting in a fence and gate in here, and this sign here, the no admittance except on party business sign, that's going to wind up, we'll cut that off and we'll attach that sign right to the fence. And yeah, so let's, why don't we head inside and take a look. So inside is basically just big enough for someone about 6 feet to stand up. So really similar to the movies. There's still a little bit of work going on in here. The kids are gonna wind up playing in here, and over time we will do a little bit more with the inside, but the majority of what we wanted to accomplish, it was really the look from the outside. This will be more and more functional as time goes on. I'll swing the camera around so you can see what we're talking about here. So as you can see, I'm about 6 feet tall, and I can just stand up in here. And we really wanted to give a feel of the scale in the movies. The door itself is about at chest level, so you have to bend down in. It's definitely Hobbit scaled. It's really meant for the kids to be able to have really feel like they have something for themselves in here. Not really going to be great for a storage shed or anything like that, but yeah. So for perspective, here I am standing next to the entry. You can see that an adult is gonna have to bend down, is gonna have to get down there, scooch down there. I've actually hit my head on this thing a couple of times, very similar to Gandalf in the movie. But the grandkids, they're perfect size to just open the door, head right in, do some playing in there. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed this reveal video. We really had a blast building this, and it's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we're really excited about the outcome. If you've enjoyed the reveal video, please like it and share it. Love to see your comments down below, and we can chat more about the specifics of this feature. And we'll see you in the next video.